Hello guys, welcome to another video. I'm Naikal. Welcome to Home and Garden Fix and Tricks. Today I am going to plant some beetroot. Alright, and I'm going to put it right in this container here. So that means that we have to remove these callaloo. These callaloo, I have them now maybe over 2 months, and I got a lot of production out of them. If you notice the stem, the main stem, they're huge. They're like trees, you can climb them. Alright, so I got a cutting from it yesterday. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna salvage these. Alright, still can use those. Maybe I just use it in a drink because I like to make callaloo drink. And if you never tried callaloo drink, you need to try it. All you need is a couple stalk of callaloo with this part on it. You cut it, you strip it with the leaves, and you put it in your bullet blender with some ginger and a favorite fruit. I like to use cucumber, so I put like the ratio of callaloo to cucumber is like 1 to 2. So you want to put a little bit more cucumber than callaloo because callaloo is very overpowering when it's in your juice. So 1 to 2, 1 part of callaloo to 2 part of cucumber. You put some ginger to your liking and you blend. You add some water and you blend. Strain, you sweeten with whatever sweetener you use. I use brown sugar or honey, and you have it over ice, or you put it in the fridge and make it in the freezer and make it get cold, and you drink. Very nice drink, very healthy drink. So I'm going to use these for a drink, and if you want to see the drink, callaloo drink, just comment in the comment section that you want to see the drink. So I'm going to do a video on it, so let me know if you want to see how I make the drink. Alright, by the way, I forgot to the blender now, the bullet blender stop work, so you're not going to see that video. So I forgot to use these callaloo to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Maybe wait until I cut these and make up and just use it. I forgot to the blender stop work, so I forgot a blender, a bullet blender. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead now and remove these and prepare the container for the planting of the beetroot. So watch me do that.
Okay. That's a callaloo this tough, Nika?
So stem them big.
Chewy.
Sure, it's a long time, and look, so I like to get red.
I never know.
So it's like a tree. See?
Uh-uh.
Very fibrous. So if you have pigs, if you live in the country and you have pigs, you can feed them this.
So that is a nice little pig feed going to waste
Yeah,
right there.
yeah, I'm gonna cut off these. Just me tell her. So we can cut off these, or we can use them. Because these good enough. You can't waste nothing. You understand me?
But a nice
Lovely.
callaloo them there.
Lovely callaloo
And
these.
mix it with cabbage.
Yeah, I was saying that today that we could drink it, but forgot to the blender stuff, the bullet.
Yeah.
So some callaloo there. So put these aside, we salvage these. We're going to throw these now in the compost for them to break down. Next branch. Alright.
Chamara pretty, see?
So we'll just agitate this now. It's clay base. Come in so them can see what is happening. Come in closer to it. This is clay soil, and clay soil is the best soil, you know, because clay is actually the particle in the soil that has the nutrients, right? So when you look at soil colloids, they are the one that hold the nutrients. So a higher the clay content is more nutrition in the soil. It's just that the clay is heavy and you have to get something, you know, to manage the clay with the heaviness of it, but it's very fertile. And you can see some dry trash and stuff and leaves, peanut trash, so that's good. So I'm just agitating it now. I am not going to plant directly the beetroot directly in this, because beetroot is a, as it said, root is a root crop, so you need nice, soft, fertile, deep soil for it to grow well. So I am going to add something else to it that I will show you. I'm just agitating it like that. Alright, so I'm gonna add some of these, some of this rather. This is just potting mixture with coir and perlite. So I'm just gonna sprinkle this over it, and this will help with the drainage and also with the texture and the structure of the soil, because as I said, we don't want the heavy clay. If you put the beetroot in the heavy clay, you're not gonna do well, because it's hard for them to penetrate. The callaloo can penetrate because the callaloo have big roots, but the beetroot need nice deep fertile soil to just go and swell and just bear and come to perfection. So I'm just gonna throw up everything, just mix it in, and that's what you want. You can put on your gloves. I don't choose to wear gloves, so if you're doing it, you put on your gloves, because anything can in this. Alright, I'm also gonna put some coir. Alright, so this is coir, and this comes from the coconut plant, right? So it's coir fiber. They use this as well as a soilless media and medium rather, because media is more than one. So this is used as a soilless medium, and I'm just adding it to this now to improve, as I said, the texture and the structure of the soil, so that we can have better production. So to grow any crop, especially deep root crop and root tubers, the key is to prepare the soil properly, to have a deep, fertile, soft, soil. That is the key. So you will plant beetroot and you just get some little marble like this, and then somebody will plant it and get some big one like my fist. The difference is in the preparation of the medium, or the medium. Keep saying medium. The medium one, medium two, more than one. Alright, so you can see it now. It deep, soft and deep, and this is what you want. You can actually push your hand right through. That's what you want, right? So the next thing I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna add some fertilizer to it, and the fertilizer I'm using is just a little 2020. I'm gonna use that fertilizer as the crops grow, but I just want something in the soil to start them off, and I have to use what I have. I don't really have anything else. Ideally you would want a fertilizer like a 14-28-14 ratio, right? That means 14 parts nitrogen to 28 parts phosphorus to 14 parts potassium. But the one I'm using is 20-20-20. So you have 20 part nitrogen, 20 part phosphorus, 20 part potassium. So this is it. This can be used. This is 10. This is a blossom booster. So the one that I mentioned a while ago is 20-20-20, but I realized that one is finished. So this is the one that I have 10-30-20. Still I gotta use it. This is bloom booster. So this is used when the plant actually in the flowering stage, ready to bear. But as me say, still go and use it. I'm gonna use about 2 teaspoons. Right? But me just sprinkle it, as me have good judgment. So but you have to measure it. If you have good judgment like me, then you can do it. It's like when you cook, you don't have to measure it. No, you just put salt in your pot and the food come out nice. Same way, don't it?
Yep.
Right? It's all about judgment. You have been doing this for a while, you develop that skill. And you just work it in. Nice. And of course, when the plants germinate and start growing, when the seedlings germinate, when the seeds germinate rather, and start growing, at that time you're also going to add fertilizer to them. Foliar, this, right? You can use the 20-20 at that time. And you can do a foliar application, meaning spraying it onto the leaves. right? Just to give them a good start. You can see these little ball. I try to break them down as much as possible. That's how the clay is, you know. I'm just take out some of them and show over there because you don't really want them over here, so, you know. Can't get rid of that. But as I said before, the clay soil is the most fertile soil because the colloidal particles of the clay is what hold the nutrients in the soil. So I used to have a lecturer in college named Mr. Bailey, La Bailey. Big up yourself now, Mr. Bailey. If you're watching this, big up yourself. Alright, he used to lecture us soil science. So he used to say, it's sticky when it wet and it's hard when it dry. So it must hard for work. It's sticky when it wet and it's hard when it dry. What is he talking about? Clay soil. Sticky when it wet, hard when it dry. So it must hard for work. You know, but it is the most fertile soil. It's just that it takes a lot more cultural practices to get to that ideal state. But when you get to that stage, trust me, it's rewarding, you know. So how are you going to do this now? 2 ways you can do the seeds, sowing seeds. You can broadcast them, meaning that you can just throw the seeds right over and anywhere them drop. Or you can do row placement, which I choose to do. So I'm going to put them in rows like this. So I'm going to make these little drills with my finger. I'm going to use about, say, 6 to 7 inches apart. And the reason why I'm doing that is just to give the plant space, right? Ideally, you want to go like maybe 12 inches apart, but this is backyard gardening, so you don't have no whole space, so you have to utilize the space. You understand? But if you're doing it like on a large scale, ideally is like 12 inches apart. So you make these drills, you put another one there. And then now we're going to sow the seeds along here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 drills. Right? I'm going to point out something to you also while I'm sowing it, because there's a trick to beetroot. Alright, so if you're in Jamaica and you want to know where I bought these seeds, I bought them at a super center. And I want to say thanks to one of my subscribers, Shauna. You know yourself. Now if I load up the thing, give thanks, right? She assisted me with these. So it says September 2021 was the test date. So these seeds are very, very in terms of the freshness, you know, they're not expired or anything, they're fresh. And the germination percentage when they tested them was 90%. So it means that if they tested 10 seeds, 9 of them grow. So it's a very high percentage rate. So when you buy seeds, you need to check this. The date, so if this did say 2020 or 2019, this would be 2 years old. So it's a good chance that these seeds would not be viable, right? And we use the word viable to say that if the seed is good and able to grow into a seedling. So this is telling me that we are in what? November? So it's September, October, November, 3 months. So 3 months ago. So this is very good seeds. And you have a germination percentage of 90%. Alright, see there. Alright. Louis Scotch. Beet. Detroit. Dark red. And it says this one, and one of them says package in Jamaica. This one says package in Jamaica, but I have 2 pack. So we're gonna see what I go on. Ready to sow now. So you open the container and you want to pour some of the seeds in your hand. You pour it outside. Well, pour it outside because if you drop it, see them in the sun. Yeah, you're going to drop all both. So if you pour it outside, you can take it up if you have a spill, you know. Yeah. So guys, this is what I want to point out to you now. Beet seed is not one. You see this right here? See this right here, Chin? It's not one seed, you know. It's a cluster of seeds. Okay. So it's a number of seeds together. So when you're placing them, you can just put them close together because you're going to have 2 or 3 plants. Sometimes it's like the cluster is involved like 4 seeds together. Right? So you're going to have 4 plants coming from this. Alright? So you put down one there so carefully. You put down another one. Right? And remember a cluster, you know. You put down one, and you see me kind of like zigzag, you know?
Yeah.
Zigzag. And you put down one dozen now. You put down another one. And if they don't germinate, remember now, this is like 4 seeds. So if not, say for example, 2 not germinate, at least 2 will germinate. Right? And it's better for you because when you have 4 growing in one place, you still have to go thin them out later on. Kind of want them grow too. You understand me? So if me did just throw them over the sun, then will drop wherever they want drop, and some of them will drop too close, some of them will drop too far. So you gotta have one cluster here, so then you don't have none here. So you understand what I mean? So the row on kinda have the uniformity. You know? I want something to eat.
He's telling that he's finished his work.
Oh. Alright. And I did mention, guys, you want to do the drills around 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch deep. You don't want to do it like 1 inch or 2 inch deep. So if you make the hole too deep and put the seed down in there, by the time you cover it and water it, the seeds are going to sink. Because when I cover this, you know, and wet it, the water is going to sink it, you know. It's going to compact the soil, so it's going to take down the seeds a little bit. Right? So if you put it too deep in the first place, then when the seeds germinate, you're going to have such a long journey to come up, and by the time it hit the surface to come up, it run out of energy because there's a limited amount of energy stored in these seeds, and that energy is just enough to take the seeds out, right, and produce foliage for it to start develop its own nutrients or produce its own nutrient using the sun and the nutrients in the container. So I'm put one right here too. It's alright. So same procedure. Peace. So people, what you're gonna do now is just lightly cover them. Want to cover them, as I said, around 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch this deep. Alright, and ensure that they cover, because if they don't cover and making contact with the soil, they're not going to be able to grow. So you want to cover them. Alright, cover. And this is the lucky seed. I'm going to put it right in the middle.
Lucky.
Yeah, put it right in the middle there. Right in the middle, and put something, well, let's put it there. Put something to mark it, eh? If it germinates.
So you can tell.
So that's a lucky seed right here.
I hope you remember,
right.
But
And that's it.
out.
Next thing, I'm just going to get a light covering of the coir just to lock in the moisture. Well, let me water it, because the next thing is to water. So I'm going to water, and then I'm using a light covering of the coir just to lock in the moisture for them to germinate faster. So the next step, and a very important step, is to water them. Alright, so this is the watering stage now, and you don't want to ever plant a tree, sow seeds, and don't water them. You have to have them hydrated so that the process of germination can be initiated, or can be heralded. That's such a word that we can use there. So you want to do that, and you don't want to get the pressure from the garden hose and just spraying it down on the soil, go and beat it up and flash it over and beat out the seeds. You don't want to do that. So if you have a very fine rose watering can, meaning that the one with little holes at the front, you can use that to water them, right? But don't use the garden hose, and if you're going to use the garden hose, make sure it have that fine rose connected to it. I'm not using my one with the rose, because I'm not go feet now. So I have a bottle with water, and I'm just going to use my hand. Like soap in the bottle. So.
Soap in it?
I don't know. Okay.
Probably.
Alright, so I'm just going to use my hand now to break the force of the water while I water. As I said, when you have been doing this thing for a while, you develop certain technique and certain competencies. But for the persons who is doing it maybe for the first time, as I know some students watch, and we have first time gardeners as well who's watching, you want to do it properly. So you get the fine rows, or you get the pipe with the rows on it, the hose with the rows on it. So you want to water it very good, to the point where you don't necessarily have to water it again until you start to see them germinating. Of course, if you have them out in the sun, you would want to water it. So you monitor the watering, the moisture content of the soil, and you add the water. When you see it begins to get dry. So I must be honest with you, this is the first time I am second time I'm planting beetroot, but the first time I am planting them with the expectation to get something. Not that I didn't have the expectation to get something the last time. However, it never happened. It just never happened. We did plant them and nothing never happened. And just grew up and they've never bear. I think one of them did bear one little one. In the container. Remember we tried in the container? Yeah, they bear one little one. Alright? So this time around, I am planting in a bigger container, and I am expecting to get a lot of reward in terms of production and yield. So that is that. This will take around anywhere between 5 to 7 days for them to start germinate, and then from that I am not sure, but I will do some research and put the time from planting to harvesting. That is the time when you can actually harvest, so I'm going to add that to it, but I'm not sure of the time in terms of weeks or months or days, but I know it's not long. All right, and basically you just have to take care of the crop, give it adequate sunlight. If you have it out in your yard, make sure that it's not under a tree, shaded. And if it is shaded, make sure that it's getting some amount of light. And make sure the fertilizer regime is good. Make sure that you manage them for pests and disease, and you just take care of them, and everything is good to go. And as I said, the nice thing of having these tires, because these are old tires to plant, is that you've just finished one crop and you can just pluck out the crop, put in back some fresh soil, mulch it up, and you plant another crop. Because the last time we have what? We have cucumber in this and callaloo, as you can see, right? And now we're having beet. So that's a good thing, man. Right. So I'm just gonna as I said now, I'm just gonna use the coir to mulch, right? Because the coir now will lock in the moisture, and the plants can just the seedlings can just easily come through the coir because it is light. So I'm just using this, as I said, to mulch, to lock in the moisture, so you don't really have to water it again. Of course, periodically you want to come, if you are doing this the way I'm doing it, you want to come and move the coir and just test to make sure that moisture is still down there, because if you don't have any moisture, then the seed's not going to germinate. That's just the way it goes, man. Right. Also, I must add, if you're doing this outside like I'm doing it outside, it is good to put a piece of like some banana leaves or something over it, so that if you go inside and you lie down on your bed and it starts to rain, you don't beat up this. You don't come and beat them out and wash them out. So I go burn it because I'm there home, but if I go up on the road, I go put something over it to make sure that if it rain, you don't wash out and you just lose everything like that. Right? So that's it. The next thing now is just to wait. Of course, you're going to clean up your area. So all of these, you're going to take these up because these will harbor insects and disease. As you can see, so I remember right there. So you're going to clean up. That's the next step. And if you want, you can write it down in your diary, or you can write it down on the empty pack, the seed package, just the date when you sow it, right? And you just stick a little and you have those me have them too, little bossy labeling clip where you just stick in the ground and you label it and you put beetroot. Me can't do it because I have it. You just use your permanent marker and you write beetroot and the variety and the date when you sow it, and you stick it up so anybody in the yard can know what it is. Right, so that's educational as well, because I also use the garden for educational purpose for school. So you can do that as an extra step, you know, and that's it. You know, if you want to do something like this, just go ahead and do it. Look quite pretty on your screen. And then within a couple months, you're going to have beetroot, and from this, if them grow and really grow the real way, you can get maybe 4 or 5 pounds of beetroot. That's a lot, you know, and maybe even more. Just from one. So imagine if we did the 2 containers, you know, but because of your yard, and you watch it to see how it go and see how it produce. Yeah, because if them big, you know, so like 1 bulb, 3 or 4 bulb can give you a pound. So if them bear the real way, you can get 10 pounds of beetroot just from this container, and that's a lot, you know. So we could do beetroot over here, so carrot over there, so, and you know, look on the ginger over here, so people. Look on my bossy ginger them.
And the scallion.
Look. So the ginger is nice, and so I have scallion, so you can just come and I can cut my scallion whenever time I want it. Want a little water now.
And
right?
the little melon there.
Yeah, man, a small little watermelon there. I have a big bossy one up so. So I'm going to stick up this. Because it is good to agitate the soil. This is called molding. You don't want to dig too close to the ginger. Look, I remember the ginger is an underground crop, right? The ginger is a rhizome. You have a ginger rhizome under there. So you don't want to dig up and you made us damage the rhizome. And see me have watermelon inside here too. See the watermelon vine here? Are the main vine that, you know. So one stink bug, guys, see? Stink bug a problem, you know. It's hard for them, you see. And then I'm sure I cut all my plant.
Smell it, ginger.
You smell it? I not even see where stink bug gone. So I'm not show you people. So, see me? Stink bug. You see them? A problem them, you know.
Anything sick.
So people see the watermelon vine there. You saw it big and it gone right up the side. I have one big watermelon up there. I can show them a nice watermelon. Soon.
This is the nice watermelon that I can't wait to eat. So big and nice.
Yeah, ginger that's nice, eh? Even the leaf smell nice. Understand? And people, you see when you have the ginger now grow, you can just clip off a couple leaf off it and you use the leaf just the way or you use the ginger, the rhizome, and you can make tea. So you don't have to wait until the rhizome ready. You don't want to damage the leaf still, so you wait till they get big and you can use the leaf. Yeah man. Nice ginger. I have more of those in a container too. You know, I'm just showing already, so if you want to watch that video, go search for my channel. I have a whole heap of video on ginger and how to grow ginger. So if you're interested in that, just go search out the channel and you will find the videos on the ginger or ginger production. And those gingers are just 4 months old. This one is less than 4 months, around 2 to 3 months. No, about 2 months. And I want to do the plant long after. So that's how the thing go, man. I'm going to show them the ginger. Just like one of they are with me now. I'll show them the ginger. See them here? You have them in a container. You see where them bossy. Let me see if I can show them how I go on down there. Look. You see that? Ginger bear like crazy, man. And it growing at the same color and perlite. And so I have my nutrient solution there. Now plant this up on like a hydroponic system. Look at that, people. You see the roots them? Look there. You saw the roots them white and pretty. Remember, healthy roots look white. Look at the ginger rhizome. And these are in some big pots. So yeah man. Ginger look good to the foliage there. See them? And I just divide them. That's why them kind of look so, you know. I just divide them and repot them so them are, you know, re-establish themselves now. Cause these were in like the big red container over here. So I have to divide them up, you know. Cause them did a bear like crazy. So I divide them up and I get that. So like that. And so I have some sweet pepper here in a pot and tomato. Take me and try with them. Tomato, more sweet pepper. I've grown in pots. And so I have Scotch bonnet pepper over here, so pepper going good. Yeah, ready for beer. Some more there too. And we have some fresh color in this now come up. Some new one come up. I go dig up around them and give them some manure to help them out, right now as we finish. So that's it. And see the beetroot container there and the watermelon. Yeah. And see sorrel them so see both sorrel them 3 months. So one beer. Make some sorrel drink. I'm Christmas sorrel that. So by Christmas we have sorrel. So people, that's it. Big up on yourself and thanks for coming along. Remember now, go and plant the beetroot. You understand me? It's like $200 and something for the little package. That's the chain there. I hide from the camera. Yeah, so $250 for the pack are less. I'm not sure. Not quote me on that, but me know in the past $300 a package for the seeds. So, and a pound of beetroot is like what? Maybe the same price.
Depends on the price.
So you may just get a pound of beetroot for $300 Jamaican dollars. While you can get some seeds we can give you 10-15 pounds. With a like a time and effort. So it's worthwhile. You know, and nothing beat when you grow your own food, grow what you eat and eat what you grow. Sanitation, very very important in agriculture production, because when you have bush or weeds and dry leaves and debris and whole stuff that's laying down, you breed up pests and diseases, especially the rodent, the roaches, all of these things that can cause disease, and that's what you don't want. So sanitation is very important, right? Keep your plants root clean. Yes, if you're going to mulch, you mulch, but if you pick out the disease part of the leaf and you drop it back same place in the container, what you're doing is just breeding up the thing, and it's like a roller coaster problem you're going to develop right there. So sanitation is very very important, right? Long before you start to treat for pests and disease, you have to take sanitation in mind, right? Because you hear what them said, a ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. So that's what you have to do, right? So as I said, I clean up the area now, and the thing look good, right? So I dig up the area, I mulch it up, right? To introduce air within the soil environment. I put some manure in there, I put some kaya in there, just to help these plants along. Especially when you're growing in containers, because as you look around, the nutrients will be depleted because you don't have the entire soil environment around, so the plants can send out roots and search for food. So you have to take care of them. See that? Yeah, man. Thing look good. So bye bye again. Somebody did say bye already. So big up on yourself and see you in the next video.
Stay blessed.
Stay blessed.
Thank you for watching, and always share the video, comment, like, and subscribe if you have not subscribed as yet. Thank you. Bye bye.